All right, here we go. So we're going to do one like problem A. Problem A is a completing the square problem. So you said you got it down. We'll get it just a chance to see. I'm just going to change this up a little bit. Let's go x squared plus 8x equals, let's go negative 21. All right. Any idea why this is completing the square?
I just kind of see how the format is. That's really all I do. And then
One of the key things here is that this middle term is an even number. That really helps the
yeah, so
completing
then
the
you can
square.
divide it.
Yes. So I saw this on another student's assignment. I think this will really help us here. Is we're going to put a box in each position,
Yeah, that's what I do.
and they had a physical box, and I actually think it's better than what I've used for a long time. So we got to figure out what number goes in the box. You also have to reduce this. Can you tell me what to do from here?
You take the 8 and you divide it by 2 and you get
Okay.
4. And then you do 4 times 4, which is 16. You put 16 in each of the boxes.
Okay, good. Now I really messed up here and gave you a bad number. So let's say it's -9. This is -9 plus 16.
And then you add 16 and -9. And that will
Okay,
give you 7 squared, yeah.
good.
And then
Okay,
you square both of them.
square root. As long as you do the right thing, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Now on the
Square
right,
root
it's
of them.
plus or minus. Very important.
Yeah,
Plus or minus.
plus or minus. And then after that, this is where I kind of get confused on a little bit, but
So you're solving for
don't
x.
you minus 4, you subtract 4.
Yeah. Now you've seen me do this a few times. You want to sneak it up in front of the plus or
Yeah.
minus.
Yeah, so 4 plus or minus 7.
-4 plus or minus.
Yeah,
Square root of
x
7.
equals negative
Yeah.
4. Negative 4 plus or minus 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you have this type down. Do you want to do one more? Or should we move on to
Yes, why
something
not?
else?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could go.
All right, x squared minus 6x equals, let's go, yeah, 2.
Good. Do you want me to just give you the steps and just go
Yeah,
down?
yeah. Tell me what
Okay.
to do next year. I'll
So you make the 2 boxes, and you take 6 and divide it in half and get 3, and then you
okay.
square
Hang
3.
on. What's this thing in front?
Oh, -6. Sorry.
So it's half of -6.
-6 half -6, so -3. And then yeah. And then the boxes you put 9 in each box.
+9 plus 9.
And then you get 9 plus 2 is 11. And
Okay,
then
really good.
you square root both of them.
Like this. Anything else?
And then you do x minus 3 or squared plus or minus 11.
Okay.
And then you add 3. And then you get x equals 3 plus or minus 11.
Good. You nailed it.
Yep. Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so let's go in order of kind of, I guess, well, we'll look at D because this is the type of problem you want to be able to get down on your exam.
Yeah.
So I'll make one up like this. Let's say it's a 5x squared equals 10x. The first thing to do is actually to move everything to one side of the equation.
Yeah.
All right. So now you've got to find the greatest common factor between 5x squared and 10x.
Yeah, I had greatest common factor and on my quiz today, and like I was iffy about it, but I think I might have gotten it right, but I'm not sure.
So between 5 and 10, what's the largest number that goes into both?
5.
Okay. And x squared and x to the 1, what's the smaller exponent?
1.
So x. So the thing that goes in parentheses, you're dividing each of these by 5x.
Okay. And then you get what, 1 plus
X, 1x
minus
minus
plus or minus 2.
Okay. There's a little hesitation in your voice. What do you think that's coming from here?
I just haven't practiced it enough, to be honest.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right, we're gonna do a couple, so you'll get a little better.
yeah, this thing I just like know exactly what to do because my teacher's like he's never very clear. Like he teaches really weirdly where you like if you ask him a question, he'll answer it with another like question almost.
Yeah, that's
Like
frustrating.
yeah, it's really frustrating. And like all the kids that have my teacher, like all the sophomores now, like they all like did not do in his class last year, do good. And like all of the other math teachers like have way better percentages as passing rate and all that. But
Is there like a rate my professor for high school teachers out there?
I just have a lot like I talked to a lot of my friends and some of them have like a different teacher and like we both are like on the same thing, but it's just better
Yeah,
for them and he just explains it way better.
right. Yeah.
So
In
yeah,
college, it's a big deal to get the right person in the
yeah.
classroom. Yeah, but
So I've been just like this is the first time I've like really known what to study for because like he'll tell us like what will be on a quiz and then me and you will do that and I'll get that down pretty well and then like there's so many curveballs he throws in
yeah,
and it just makes it so much harder like that he didn't tell us we even done stuff like that but
it's frustrating. And
yeah
I'd like to say that real life is different than that, but sometimes it's exactly,
oh yeah
what you think you know one thing and it's totally different.
so that's why I've been just practicing like completing the square, just like getting that down because I know for sure there's gonna be a page on completing the square, and if I can get that all right and get a 4, it can even out if I'm not completely sure on one thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what do we do from here? Do you remember you've got two factors, 5x and x minus 2? Do you remember how
Do you
to,
distribute?
if you distribute, that's like going backwards. So you've already done the heavy lifting here. You
Yeah,
set
yeah,
them
yeah,
each equal to 0.
okay.
All right. And so you've got to solve each of these. So x 0 divided by 5 is 0. Add 2 to both sides. So x equals 2.
Okay, yeah,
All right, so let's do it. So again, let's replay here. You get the terms on one side, you find the greatest common factor, you factor it out of both, then you set them both equal to 0. Okay, so let's
yeah.
try another one here.
Can you get fractions when you're doing greatest common factoring?
The answers can be fractions, but
Yeah, like
the
x
greatest common
equals like
factor,
2/3 or something like
yeah.
that.
And we'll do one here like that. So let's say it's 6x squared equals 3x. I want you to move everything to one side of the equation, please.
Okay, so would you first subtract 3x?
Yes.
And then you'd make it set everything to 0,
Not yet. You've got to find the greatest common factor between this
so
stuff
3,
and variable
1 or
x
x,
to the one.
3x, and then set everything to 0 now.
Okay.
X plus
So 6 divided by 3, what is that?
2,
2. X squared divided by x.
x. I'm not
Okay.
sure. What do you mean?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Minus.
1
Okay.
equals 0.
So you said each of these equal to 0.
Yeah, I was 2 steps ahead.
So 3x equal to 0. 2x minus 1 equal to 0.
Yep. And then do you divide by 3?
Yes.
And then divide by 1?
You're going to add 1 to both
Add
sides.
1, sorry, add 1, add 1. Oh my gosh. Yeah, add 1. And then do you divide 2 on the right?
Yes. So you can absolutely get a fraction there.
Yeah, x equals 1/2. Okay.
All right, so let's have you try one here.
Okay.
Let's go, we'll make it too bad. Let's go 8x squared minus 12x equals 0. So all the terms are already on the left. What is the greatest common factor between 8 and 12?
4.
Okay. What about between the variables?
That would be 2 x
No, x to the 1, right?
x
Like,
to the 1.
yeah,
Oh, and then 2 x
minus,
minus 3
very
x,
good,
or just 3.
3, because the
Yeah,
x's cancel.
cancel out, yeah. Equals 0, and then you set it all to 0, right?
Yep.
2x equals 0. Or no, 4x, sorry. 2x minus 3 equals 0. Then you just add 4.
Nope, no, 4 is multiplying.
Sorry, divide 4, divide 4.
Yes, divide
So you get x equals 4.
0.
And then you
0.
Oh, 0, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Nothing to share, 4 people to share it with.
Yeah,
I get nothing.
And then you add 3.
Good.
And then you get 2x equals 3. Then you divide 2.
Good.
So x equals what? 3/2.
3/2, good.
Okay.
All right. Let's move to the square root property,
All right.
which is C.
We've practiced this before, but this is good practice because that was not on my quiz today. So we'll.
Good chance to be in there tomorrow. All right. You've started this one well. You're going to subtract 1 from both sides.
Yeah.
Let me actually see how your work is. Yeah, we need to go through this. Okay. Minus 5x squared equals -1. Divide by -5. So x squared equals 1/5.
Square both of them square root.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's about to happen from here. So yeah, you're going to square root both sides, plus or minus the square root of 1/5. Now this becomes the square root of 1 over the square root of 5.
Okay.
And I hope you can see that the square root of 1 is 1. That's good. The square root of 5 is not a known value. It's not friendly.
Okay.
Do you remember how to rationalize?
No, I don't really.
Okay,
I kind of do, but I kind
so this kind of finishes it off here. You multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 5.
Oh yeah, so 5 and 5.
So it's plus or minus square root of 5 over square root of 25. Can you tell me what the square root of 25 is?
5.
Very good. Now what you cannot do is you cannot divide inside the square root. Just get that out of your head. You
Would
cannot
you
divide.
make that into 1 and then
No.
make it square root of 1?
No, no, cannot do that. Cannot. That's what I was trying to say. You cannot, like, this is it.
Okay.
Like treat it like there's a impenetrable parentheses or something to say there's no way. No way.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you one like this to do. All right, so we've got, let's go 2x squared minus 9 equals 0. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add 9. We're going to add 9 to both sides, just like we did in the previous problem. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then we're going to divide by 2.
Yeah.
So x squared equals 9 over 2. And from here, you're going to take a square root of both sides. So it's plus or minus square root of 9 over 2. Now, just like in the last problem, do you see how we split it apart? Square root of the top number, square root of the bottom number.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do next.
Okay. Plus
Plus or minus the square root of 9 over the square root of 2. So that's plus or minus 3 over square root of 2.
Okay.
So this time we have to rationalize again. What should you multiply the top and bottom by?
2.
Square root of 2. Square root of 2.
Sorry.
Plus or minus 3 square root 2 over the square root of 4. The square roots combine to make square root of 4, but that's a known value now. So it's plus or minus 3 square root 2 over 2.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned, you divide. You can't divide inside, but let's just say this was a nice number in front. You could divide it, but this is your final answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Kind of a funky answer.
So I would be really pleased if you could get to right here. That's
Like
most
right
of the
now,
points.
if I did it right now.
Yeah. Like you move things around, you divide, you take a square root, and you at least take the square root of the top. Like I would be very pleased with that because that's most of the problem. Okay.
I think I could do that, yeah.
All right. So let's see where you're at here on this. Let's go 3x squared minus 4 equals 0. Go ahead and give this one a try, please.
Okay. First add 4, right?
Yes.
3x equals 4. And then on this, how would this just turn into a fraction?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you get x squared equals 4 divided by 3?
Yeah. I was just wondering if it was going to turn into a fraction or not. Yeah. Okay. And then after that.
Yeah. So this is where you got to take the square root of the top and bottom.
And then you rationalize.
If you can. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm thrilled with you giving me any of the following here.
4, 3
Square root of 4 over the square root of 3.
equals plus or minus 2 over 3. And then you would multiply by 3.
Square root of 3.
Square root of 3.
Yeah.
And then you'd get 5 or 3 or 2.
So
Let's see.
you multiply the bottom, square root of 9.
Okay. Why don't you add you multiply is it because it's not square rooted the 2?
That's exactly right. Yes.
Yeah.
It's good logic. Yeah.
You want me to try one more on my own?
This is not done. What's the next thing to do here? You're almost there.
And then you do plus or minus, and then you simplify it, kind of.
Should get 3 on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me have you try one more here.
Okay.
Let's go minus 5x squared plus 36 equals 0.
You get 36 and 5, and then you would rationalize it.
Yeah, what is your x squared equals? What's on the right hand side here?
36.
Anything else?
Negative 36.
Anything else on the bottom?
And then 5.
Maybe a negative 5 on the bottom?
Yeah, -5, sorry.
So they do cancel the negatives.
And then turn
That's
them on.
important.
Yeah, I need to remember little things like that.
Yeah, you're not a details guy. You'll
Yeah.
get better though.
I'm not. And then you rationalize it.
Yeah,
And
well, you got to take the square root of both sides.
you gotta square them.
Top and the bottom. So it's square root of 36
Plus or
over the
minus.
square root of 5. So the numerator is 6 and the denominator is the square root of 5.
And then you can't really simplify that.
You can rationalize if you wanted to. Like, I would like to see you just get to here. That's most of the points. You know,
Okay.
be in good shape. And
I rationalize it so it changes it from a 3 to a 4.
it kind of looks very different after you're done. Like that.
And then you get 1.
No, cannot divide inside the
No.
root.
Oh, you can't.
You cannot.
Go.
Okay, if you have time, we're gonna stop the recording here. If you have time.